चित चोराए शोरा की बार, नवनीत चोर को पार। चित चोराए शोरा की बार, नवनीत चोर को पार। गोपाल 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 गोवर्धन गोपाल। चित चोराए शोर की बार, नवनीत चोर को पार। गोपाल 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 गोवर्धन गोपाल। चित चोराए शोर की बार, नवनीत चोर को पार। चित चोराए शोर की बार, नवनीत चोर को पार। चित चोराए शोर की बार, नवनीत चोर को पार। चित चोराए शोर की बार, नवनीत चोर को पार। चित चोराए शोर की बार, नवनीत चोर को पार। गोपाल 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 गोवर्धन गोपाल। चित चोराए शोर की बार, नवनीत चोर को पार। चित चोराए शोर की बार, नवनीत चोर को पार। नवनीत चोर को पार। नवनीत चोर को पार। केशवा माधवा जय देवा मधुसूदना। केशवा माधवा जय देवा मधुसूदना। केशवा माधवा जय देवा मधुसूदना। नेत्र कमल दल अति मनोहर। नेत्र कमल दल अति मनोहर। अंतर्यामी प्रभु परमेश्वर। अंतर्यामी प्रभु परमेश्वर। माया मानुष वेश लीलाधर। माया मानुष वेश लीलाधर। माया मानुष वेश लीलाधर। माया मानुष वेश लीलाधर। जय देवा मधुसूदना। जय देवा मधुसूदना। जय देवा मधुसूदना। जय देवा मधुसूदना। केशवा माधवा जय देवा मधुसूदना। केशवा माधवा जय देवा मधुसूदना। नेत्र कमल दल अतीव मनोहर। नेत्र कमल दल अतीव मनोहर। अंतर्यामी प्रभु परमेश्वर। अंतर्यामी प्रभु परमेश्वर। माया मानुष लीलाधर माया मानुष वेश विराधर जय देवा मधुसूदना 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 जय देवा मधुसूदना।
सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय। प्यारे my dear brothers and sisters, we found it necessary to do a little satsang for dear daughter or dear friend, Dr. Princess Changoor, who though she have left us physically, she will still be here with us, as we would explain later on. We chose the Kevat Sambad because this Katha was given a special Vardhan, a special blessings that it aids that soul in its travel, that divine spark of divinity. Our Katha is taken from Ayodhya Kand of Sri Ramacharamanas. Reference is made to Sri Satyanarayan Vrat Katha, Sri Vishnu Puran, Mahabharat chapters 265, Sabha Prabha, and the writings of Swami Shivananda. Before beginning our Katha, let us all join together in singing the Ramayan Sumiran. Varananam Artha Sanghanam Rasanam Chandasamapi Mangalanam Chakartaro Vande Vani Vinayaku Bhavani Shankaro Vande Shraddha Vishvaswaropinam Yadhyam Vinana Pasyanti Siddhasvantastameswaram Om Gam Ganapate Namo Om Aim Saraswati Namo Om Uma Mahamaye Namo Om Namah Shivaya Namaha. Jo Sumirat Siddhi Hoye Gananayak
Karivadavadana जो सुमिरत सिद्धि होय नायक करिबरवदना
Moga Hohi Vaja Kangu Charahi Girivaragana Jasu Kripa Sudaya
प्रभु सकल करिबरवदना
Jo Sumirat Siddhi Hoy Gananayak Karivaravadana Karahu Anugraha Sauri Buddhi Rashi
शुभ गुण सधना
Nila Saro Rohasha Aruna Aruna Varijanayana Karu mama urdha sadachina sagara shayana jo sumirat siddhi hoy
Nayak Harivara Bhajana
करहु अनुग्रह सोई बुद्धि राशि सजन जो सुमिरत
Siddhi
गणनायक करिबर वदन को इंदु समदेव कुमार मन करुणायन जाहि दीन वरने करो कृपा मर्दन मयन जो सुमिरत
Siddhi
गणनायक करिबर वदन करहु अनुग्रह सोई बुद्धि राशि
Shubhaguna Sadhana
जो सुमिरत सिद्धि होय
Gananayak Harivara Bhajana
बंदो गुरु परका कृपा सिंधु नरूप हरि महामोह तव दासु वचन रवि कर जो सुमिरत सिद्धि होय
Gananayak Harivara Bhajana
करहु अनुग्रह सोई बुद्धि राशि
Shubhaguna
सधना
Sadhana
बुद्धि राशि शुभ गुण सधना बुद्धि राशि शुभ गुण सधना श्यामपति रामचंद्र की जय शंकर हरिओम जय जय सिया राम Bhagwan Sri Ram has been banished to the forest for 14 years. He, together with Devi Sita and Lakshman, is ready to proceed into that exile of 14 years. As they are leaving that city, everyone is lamenting. The entire kingdom is lamenting. Mothers, father, the Praja, all the citizens of Ayodhya. They are so sad to see the departure of that Supreme Lord and Master from Ayodhya. Bhagwan Sri Ram is leaving, and the charioteer Sumant is carrying them on that chariot. And all the citizens of Ayodhya is following Bhagwan Sri Ram because they're leaving their family behind and they're following that Supreme Lord and Master. Bhagwan Sri Ram goes further out and they're all following Bhagwan Sri Ram. Till nightfall came and Bhagwan Sri Ram realized that, they would not leave. And he cannot put them through this for 14 years. So the next morning, early in the morning, Bhagwan Sri Ram tells Sumant, the charioteer, to quietly bring the horses and the chariot to the side. And Bhagwan Sri Ram, Sumant, Devi Sita and Lakshman left very early in the morning. They crossed the river. Initially, that first river and went deep into the forest. When that Praja, when that all those citizens, when they awoke and they saw that Bhagwan Sri Ram had left, they lamented for a very long time. And realizing that Bhagwan had left them, they decided to go back home. Bhagwan Sri Ram, going towards the Ganga River, he together with Sumant, Devi, Sita and Lakshmana. Sumant is trying his best to convince Bhagwan Sri Ram to return to Ayodhya. He's telling him that 14 days can be considered as 14 years. But Bhagwan Sri Ram stands firm. Bhagwan Sri Ram stands firm and says that he is to do his duty. And there must be no shortcoming in performing his duty. Bhagwan Sri Ram tells Sumant that he needs to go back to Ayodhya and he needs to give comfort to his parents, to his mother and his father, mothers and his father, because they would also be sad at his departure. Sumant now turns the horses, and we'll hear what Goswami Tulsidas tells us in the following Doha. You hear me? Yeah. Are you all hearing me? Yes?
Yeah.
You hear me? Sri? Go ahead. Let's say what Goswami Tulsidas tells us in the following Doha. Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Ram, Siya Ram,
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Raghu Hakiya Ram, Danaheri Heri Nahi Ram,
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Dekhi Nishana Basa Tunahi Sisa Pachitai Ram,
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Sita Padi Ramachandra ki Jai. Ratu Hakeo Ramatan Heri Heri Hinai. As he's driving that chariot, the horses turn their head with that sad look on their faces. Those horses are neighing. Dekhi Nishan Visar Basa Dunahi Sisa Pachitahi. And the forest dwellers who are there, they're looking on at that, how sad the horses are from separation from the Lord and Master. And they start beating their head and crying in remorse. Even the horses aside and separating from that Supreme Lord and Master. Before any of us came into this realm that is called Earth, where were we? We were all in the one with that Supreme. And through desire, samskaras, impressions, karmas, vritti, thoughts, that has brought us to this physical realm. Before a baby is born, what happens? You have conception, and between 40 to 52 days, at that point in time, it is only then that life force enters into that embryo. After that, between 80 to 90 days, that entity will decide if it is compatible or not. And it will either come out as a stillbirth or just decide not to be part of this. It's not compatible, so it doesn't survive. But if it believes it is compatible, it continues. So think about what we are talking about, something very minute, and from that minute particle, you are growing into who you are. So from that alone, we can know that this physical body cannot be us alone, We would have to be something more than that. And that goes for everything in this realm. This realm that we call Jagrat, the waking state, every single thing operates like that. If you take a seed for a plant, a fruit tree, that seed could stay in a stagnant place for years, provided no weevil and so on attack it. But from the time the moisture comes, and it gets that moisture, only when that entity, that life force comes, then that will grow into a tree. That goes from tree to animals to everyone. Everything operates like that. This entire universe runs on energy. Everything runs on energy. So that energy, that life force that came into that embryo and then grows. This is how we all are. But what I'm saying, before we came and entered into that embryo, where were we? We were one with that consciousness, the energy of this universe. But through that desire, this is how we came into that embryo and become a person, an animal, a plant. So we must understand that this physical is just the gross. And there is something more. So you must understand that Princess wasn't just that physical body. She was something more than that. We must have heard that God created us in his own image and likeness. Not so I'm sure we would have heard that. So that image is what? I am different. I look different from my spouse, my daughter. So it can't be this image. It have to be that spark of divinity, which is the exact replica of that supreme. So we call it Atman, we call it Paramatman. We call it consciousness, we call it the super consciousness. So the energy of the entire universe is in a minute form in each and every one of us. So we come into this world, we start gathering things, not so? Everything that we become after that embryo, we enter that embryo, is an accumulation from this realm, this physical earthly realm. Not so? Gradually we're growing, and we accumulate. So from that initial stage, we accumulate 5 coverings, 5 sheets. We have the Annamaya Kosh, physical. We have the energy covering, the Pranamaya Kosh. We have the Mendel Kosh, Mendel covering, which is the Manomaya Kosh. So you have Annamaya Kosh, Manomaya Kosh, Pranamaya Kosh. We have the Vijnanamaya Kosh, the intellectual level. And after this, you have the blissful sheet, which is the Anandamaya Kosh. So all these 5 coverings covers who we really are. So just imagine you, who you truly are, that entity which is the same as that Supreme Lord and Master, and you have 5 coverings over you. So the one covering that has left us in the form of princess is the food kosh, the Annamaya kosh, that gross physical. But remember, there is also that exists, I told you, 5 coverings. So one covering gone, you still have the Pranamaya kosh, the Manomaya kosh, the Jnanamaya kosh, and the Anandamaya kosh. I'm taking my time to explain these things because I want you to know that many times you miss these signs because we're not paying attention. I'm sure my Bhajan Narayan would understand what I'm saying when he was very sad and he went to the cemetery when he was missing princess. And when he came back home, the rain just fell to let him know that yes, Daddy, I know. I'm sure he can attest to this. Pay attention to the signs. Remember, I am communicating because I have this physical body here. This is what I'm communicating with. But there are other states of communication. Those who have had loved one passed on, they would have smelt that person passing by. You would have felt a touch. There are different mediums where you would have known that that person was here. There are extremes when you actually see things moving and so on. But we don't want to reach to that level because everybody's going to get frightened and stuff. But what I'm saying to you is that understand that existence is more than just physical realm. The Supreme Consciousness could not have decided that in this entire cosmos, billions and billions of galaxies, that he will only populate the Earth. So only Earth have entities. There's only an ignorant person who thinks like that. This entire cosmos is pervaded by that Supreme Consciousness. Every atom, every electron, every proton, every photon, every quark is pervaded by the Supreme Consciousness of this universe. I'm sure you will know, and I can predict that after this, you will, if you haven't done already, you would definitely, during Pitra Paksh time, you would definitely dream princess. She would vividly come to you and communicate with you around Pitra Paksh time. And this is so because of the way the energy of the universe works. So you would know on new moon time, around new moon time, this is why we're having it today. The communication comes in better. So you would have dreams about her. Because of the communication. It's just like your cell phone. Your cell phone, your television, what it operates on? Wavelengths, not so? So because you can only perceive things with this physical at certain wavelengths, you can only see certain things. But every single thing is defined by different wavelengths. So if you are living in an energy body that is reverberating at a frequency that you cannot see, hear, smell, then you would say it doesn't exist. So I want you to understand that there's nothing like after we die, we don't exist. Bhagwan Shri Krishna tells you that this soul, just as someone changes clothes and dons another set of clothes, in like manner, that entity, that living entity, changes one body to the other. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityujvam janma matasya tasmad aparihare ritenatam sauchitam arhasi. Bhagwan Shri Krishna is telling us that for that which is born, death is certain. And for that which dies, birth is certain. Every one of us have a different level of consciousness. Everyone who knew Princess would know that her level of consciousness and kindness, compassion was at a different level from the average person. The average person won't make sure that you have to go and pick up that dog or that animal that is in a dire straits on the side of the road. Come and take care of it and make sure it gets back to its normalcy. The average person won't do that. So we must know that this is someone who had a higher level of consciousness. If you check throughout history, all the saints and sages, Swami Vivekananda, you name them, check their lifespan. Their lifespan is not very long. The saintly people of this world have worked out their karmas. So if my karma ends, I need to move to a higher state of existence. And however you wish to define that, whether in an angelic form or whatever, it doesn't matter. All you must know is that this person has moved on to a higher level of consciousness. The next Chopai tells us, Jas Biyo Vikal Pasu Aise, Praja Madu Pitu Chihahi Kaise. If the horses are feeling so sad, just imagine how the mother, the father, the mothers, the fathers, the citizens, how they feel at separation from the Lord and Master. Anything that is good, pious, noble, compassionate, emulates good and noble qualities like the Supreme, when that separates from us, there's deep, deep sadness. But how do you overcome that sadness? Goswami Tulsidas tells us, Barabasa Rama Sumantru Pathaye. Bhagwan Sri Ram had dismissed Sumantra. Remember I told you earlier, and tell him that he needs to go and give comfort to his parents and the people of Ayodhya. So this is why, remember, when the funeral was, they had so many people around, and they were there to comfort you, because you alone cannot take that sadness. But what happens when everyone goes after the funeral and the 40 days of whatever, it's 13 days, 12 days, whatever religion that you belong to, when they go and you have that alone time, this is when that deep sorrow pierces you. And I'm telling you from my own experience. When my dad passed on, we had satsang for 10 days, for 12 days. But when the satsang was over, and I was home one night, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm missing my dad so much that I can't breathe. Like air just cannot come to my lungs. So sad I'm feeling, missing my dad. In my mind, I'm telling myself, the sacred text tells us that, the physical is not him, it's more. All this logic I'm trying to put in my brain fast because I can't breathe. I sit up on the bed and for nothing, so much sadness I'm feeling, missing my dad, that I can't breathe. I rush outside to the veranda to get some air, and for nothing, I can't breathe. Only when I rushed into my prayer room and I said, Bhagwan, take away this sadness, take it away from me. It's only then that I could have taken a breath of relief. Hey, Narayan, Didi, Lisa, Prince, Sean, when you reach that stage when you can't take that sadness anymore, you reach out to that Supreme, however you may conceptualize that Supreme to be, and ask him. Ask that Supreme to take away that sadness. Surasa Yatira Abu Dava Ai. Bhagwan Shri Ram now arrives at the Ganga, the river. So he is ready to cross the river. Just like this Sara Sansar, this illusionary place that we are in here. Bhagwan is about to cross. And he'll guide us how we're going to cross this Sara Sansar, this ocean of mundane existence. Bhagwan Shri Ram, he says in the following Shakwai, let us see.
Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Magi Navana ke Matuana कहे तुम्हार मरमु में जाना चरण कमल रज काहू सब कहाई मानुष करनी मृग चूरहि जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम जुवत सिल भई नारी सुहाई पाहन तिन कथा कठिनाई दरिद्र मुनि घर ऋणी होई जाई बात पराई मोरी नवउराई जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम एहि प्रतिपालो सबो परिवारो नहीं जानो कछु और कबारो जो प्रभु पार अवसीगा चाहो mohi pada padum pakharan kaho. Jai Ram, Shri Ram,
Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Shri
Ram,
Ram,
Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Sitapati Ramachandra ki Jai. मागी नवन के वचु आना कहे तुम्हार मरम में जाना शरण कमल रज काहू सब कही मानुष करनी मुरी कछु अहि. That Supreme Lord and Master is calling for the boatman to bring the ferry because he wished to cross the river, the Ganga, that huge river. Charana Kamala Raja Kahu Sabakahi Manush Karani Puri Kachu Ahai. But that boatman is saying, I know your secret, O Supreme Lord and Master. The dust of your lotus-like feet, it has a magical quality to it. It has that ability to turn things into human beings. Karni muni dharini hui jai, baat parai muri nava urai. He's saying that if his boat turns into a lady, he would not be able to sustain his family. He's referring to when that Supreme Lord and Master had gone into the forest, and by the dust of his feet, the stone, which was Ahilya Devi, came to life. Ahilya Devi was a noble and pious lady, always dutiful to her husband. She was very beautiful, and Lord of the Celestial, Indra, was enamored of her beauty. And due to that misconduct, her husband cursed her to become a stone. So although she was always performing her duty, she was still cursed. This is the lesson that Goswami Tulsidas is telling us. That our ultimate goal in this lifetime is to become realized, to become enlightened beings. So in order to become enlightened, you can do it through many ways. You can do it through karma yoga, through jnana yoga, through raj yoga, or through bhakti yoga. So in this instance, Ahilya Devi was always dutiful to her husband. But through one minor fault, she was cursed to become a stone. So the path of karma, doing what is right all the time, is not always sure that you'd be able to reach your goal, which is to become enlightened. Because it have many pitfalls. So we come into this world, the Indriya of the Indriyas, thus Indriyas, senses, sight, ears, nose, taste, what happened? Before, when we came into this world, remember we were with that Supreme. We came into the womb, and you would know that that child is playing and so on in the womb of the mother, kicking and so on. When the child comes out and is in the crib or in some place, you see that child is laughing and playing and like talking to someone, and there's no one there. But the child is playing and laughing like there's someone there. You see, Bhagwan is still there with you because you still have that consciousness that you and Bhagwan is the same. But what happens as we start growing? We start accumulating stuff. So we accumulate what mommy and daddy put in our heads, what the environment put into our heads, and tell you this is right, that is right. Everybody is trying to teach you something in your life that didn't work in theirs. And like this, they put all these things in you and you start forgetting about that supreme. And this is the difference with Princess. Yes, mommy and daddy teaching her stuff. Yes, she's learning something from this school. But Princess was a person who was willing everything. She wants to learn from Hinduism. She wants to learn from her faith, Baha'i faith. She, she's always searching. And that is what we need to be doing. Search and find out the truth for yourself. If somebody else telling you something, that is what they believe. But you believe what is right for you. Do your own searching. And where you search, if you search outside, everybody have their own thing. You need to search where? Inside. And you can only search inside when you start becoming quiet. If your thoughts jumping all about the place like a monkey, could you do anything? Could you focus on anything? No. You need to calm your thoughts. And you need to put things that is past behind. We have a limited lifespan. So if half your life is studying about the past, that's half your life gone. You're spending so much time studying about the future, what will happen? So you have a little space of time, the present, to live a little. Not so? When are we going to live? Yes, we must remember things from the past, not a problem. But at the same time, we need to put things past us. Understand that this divine person is in a good and noble place. If she wasn't, trust me, she would have come and let you know in your dreams. And it is not one person who has told you that. Many personalities have come and told you that. Not so? So take my word for it. She is in a good place. So he's telling that boatman to bring the boat for him, but he's worried that his boat will turn into a lady. So that Ahilia Devi is beautiful. Indra, the Lord of Celestials, is attracted to that beauty. And what happens? Because we are attracted to the beautiful things of this world, we forget about our duty. We forget about what we need to be focusing on. We need to focus on getting enlightenment. All the accumulation that we have accumulated, every physical, gross physical thing that you have accumulated is going to stay right here. But you see the noble actions, all those noble actions that Princess has done. Everything from taking care of animals, taking care of people without hesitation, all these noble things, noble actions you carry with you. To the next step, to the next clothes that you're going to put on. But at the same time, let us hear what Goswami tells us. He's insisting that before he crosses the river, that he needs to wash the feet of Bhagwan. Let us hear what he says in the following chant. Shri
Ramachandra Kripal Bhajan Paran Paran Gayo
पद कमल दोहि चरई नवन नाथ उतरई चाहो मोहि राम राहुरि आन दशरथ सपत सबत सचिकाहु श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भजुमन हरन भवभय दारुणम नवगंजलोचन गंजमुकुर करगंज परगंजारुणम श्री राम श्री राम पद कमल दोहि चरई नवन नाथ उतरी चहु मोहि राम राउरी आन दशरथ सबत सब सची कहु. I will only let you come on my boat after I have washed your feet, O Supreme Lord and Master. I seek no other toll from you. मोहि राम राउरी आन दशरथ सबत सब सची कहु. I swear by you, O Lord Ram and Raja Dasharath, that what I tell you is true. Parutira marahu lakhan pai jabalagi na paya pakhari ho. Let Lakshman with his arrows, if you will, but until I have washed your feet, O Lord of Tulsidas, I would not let you board this boat. This is how we're going to cross this mundane existence. You need, he's telling, he's swearing, meaning truthfulness by that Supreme Lord and Master. You must always be truthful and honest in all your dealings in this lifetime. Dasharath got that name because he could have drive his chariot in all in 10 different directions. What is our chariot? Our mind, not so? Our mind is what takes us to where we're going. Alright, your mind tells me you don't have to go to work. So you understand? That is the chariot that carrying you all over. But what happens? Chariot, if your chariot want to go in all different directions at the same time, you wouldn't reach anywhere, not so? So we need to start focusing. Focus the mind. Single pointedness. Take control of our mind. Be truthful. He's saying that let Lakshman shoot me with his arrows if he will. How do you shoot an arrow? An arrow needs a bow. It needs a quiver to hold that arrows. And then you can shoot at arrows, not so? Goswami Tulsidas tells us in Vibhishan Gita, he says, Bara Vijnana Katina Pudanda, that the bow that you need is supreme intelligence. And how are you going to gain supreme intelligence? By listening to everyone else or by stopping and thinking for yourself? Throughout history, check all the saints and sages and great writers and see where they got their information from. How they became so great. You become great when you stop and quieten the mind. And you stop and listen to the energies and the messages of this universe. But if our entire life is spent running and grabbing after the material things of this world, we would never have time to stop, pause, and think. I need to get more money. This car I see the neighbor have a newer car. I want to buy a bigger car than the neighbor. Work, work, work. You understand where I'm coming from? We only want to grab the material things of this world and forget to give a little time for contemplation. Yes, Bhagwan tells us four fruits of life. You acquire stuff and so on, enjoy life, but don't let that be your life. The only accumulations. Like Bhajan Narayan would make time and carry his daughter on long drives because she loved the long drives. And she always wanted the family to be together. Sean, you would know that. We need to give time for quality time for our family. Don't study the mighty dollar only. I'm not saying not to study completely. You can. We have to be wise. You have to provide food and shelter and clothing, but don't let that be your only means. You don't have time for nothing else. You don't have time to spend quality time with your children. When your children are all grown, they don't have time for you again. Spend that quality time. I admire my brother that he always made time to carry Princess on her drive. And I want him to know that in like manner, my dad used to always carry me on drives. And it has been sad to know that, I remember my dad. But in my heart, I just tell myself, my dad is with me. My dad, over 11 and something years, my dad has passed on. But Narayan Bhaiya, every time I go anywhere, I always say, my dad here with me. He's in my heart, he's with me all the time. Sometimes my daughter comes out and sees me crying in the hammock. I remember my dad. So what I'm trying to tell you also is that this pain doesn't go away suddenly. Yes, it will hurt you, but remember that she's also in a good place. And we need to also put past all these ideas that somebody do something. Remember, Bhagwan in control of even the grass that moves. God is in charge of that. So put past this thing about somebody do something, you know, try looking for a fault. Leave that one side. Forget that. We need to put that behind us and know that my daughter is in a good place and she knows that we love her, we miss her. And you can attest to that by that rainfall and by the many other signs that everybody has been seeing. You know, we all love her. Everyone here listening knew the kind of noble soul that she was. But at the same time, we need to put that past us, know that what she would want. I would want my daddy to be like this. No, I want my daddy to understand that I'm in a good place. I'll send some rain and tell him, Daddy, I'm in a good place. Listen, take this sign from me. I'm in a good place, Daddy. So we're going to cross this river, but we need to hear what he's saying about the arrow. So you need that arrow. The arrow is a symbol that you need the bow first and you need the quiver. So to cross this ocean, we need the bow is better began. You need to have superior knowledge. Superior knowledge is knowledge about who you are, which is what I started with. That you are more than this gross physical body. You are more than the causal. You are more than the astral body. So we have the physical, we have the astral, we have the Awesome. And you are beyond that. You are the Supreme Atman. So that is what Paravigyan is. The bow. The quiver of arrows is Amal Achalamana Drona Samana. A pure and steady mind is where what is called the holy arrows. And Samayama Niyama Sinamukanana, the sheaf of arrows is the good things that you do. Being kind, being compassionate, being forgiving, being caring, being like princess. Prince, you would remember when you fall out with princess. She will tell you, look, forget how to come and hug you up, not so. You must be forgiving and you must remember the good and noble qualities that she emulated, and you need to practice them also. Forgive and move on. She would want each and every one of you to do that. And trust me, I'm telling you, when Pitcher Paksh time, you all would call me and tell me, Baba, you know, you really tell me I would bring Princess around Pitcher Paksh time. And she did give me this message. So, you need these things in order to ferry you across. You need to have noble actions, the yamas, the niyamas, the a pure and steady mind. All these things you need to have in order to cross this ocean of mundane existence. Let us hear what Goswami Tulsidas tells us. Let me just read the sutta. Sunikevadaki Vena Primal Lapiti Atapati Bihasi Karunayena Chitai Janaki Lakanatan. That Lord is smiling at how wise this Kiwat, this boatman is. Why is he smiling? He's smiling that look, saints and sages perform immense tapasya and jap and say prayers. The saints and sages do this for thousands of years. In the Himalayas, there are saints practicing tapas for thousands of years. They are still alive. And so long they are doing tapas in order to have darshan of me, to have the dust of my feet. And look how wise this Kiwat is. What it is that brings this Kiwat to have this amount of knowledge. That Kiwat was in the company of Guha. Guharaj, the leader of that forest dwellers, he is a noble and pious soul. For in Satyug, in previous yugas, he had done Satyanarayan Vrat Katha. He had done that worship and disqualified him to become as Guha in this lifetime. He was a woodcutter in that time. And he became king here. And also he's able to be in the presence of that Supreme Lord and Master and forgive. So noble and pious souls is the next step. You need to be in the company of noble and pious people. When you with people who only want to bring you down, negative people, bringing negative energies in your life, what would happen? There would be no progression for you. You need to have people who have positive energies to be around them. The saints and sages, noble, pious people. कृपा से बोले मुस्काई सोई करहु जई तवा नवा न जाई बेगी अनुजल पाय पखारो होत बिलंबु उतरी पारो. He's saying that to do what you need to do and to keep your boat, but you need to hurry. Sri Ram has 14 years of exile, but yet still he's telling to hurry. Why would he be in a hurry? Sri Ram is in a hurry because he wants to meet with his devotees in the forest. That is what God does. When you have love and emotion in your heart, that Supreme Lord and Master is hurried to meet with you. When you have noble and pious qualities, that Supreme is hurried to meet with you. So now you would understand why I told you that the saintly people of this world don't last too long in this physical realm. Because that Supreme Lord and Master wants to come closer to you as quick as possible. So what he does, he brings a huge wooden basin. The size of the Lord's feet is about this big. And he goes and he gets a huge wooden basin to wash the feet of that Supreme Lord and Master's feet. That Supreme Lord and Master, who in 3 strides, he covered the entire, in the first step that he made, he covered the earth. The second step, he reached the Brahmalok. And the third step, when he had to make it through Rajabali, he sent him to Patal. The lesson here is that 3 strides you need to make in order to gain emancipation. The first stride, you need to conquer this earth, this earth. You need to conquer this physical. After you've covered the gross and overcome this gross and understand that you are not this, you are more than this. You are more than it, you go to the astral plane. You are even greater than that astral bodies that we have. So beyond the physical, beyond the astral, the third thing we need to do is what? Rajabali bows to that Supreme and gives up. That Bhagwan, place your feet on me. The third stride is you need to give your life to that Supreme. Saranagati, when you give up everything, you surrender completely to that Lord and Master, what happens? He takes care of everything in your life. This is why I told you, my brother Narayan, when that sadness overtakes you so much you cannot take it anymore, surrender to that Lord and Master and ask Him, in your own way, take away this sadness from me, Lord. I can't take it anymore. Surrender to that Supreme Lord and Master. Even Lady Ganga, listening to the conversation, is confused. Is this the Supreme Lord and Master who made those 3 strides? She's confused. Why? Every living entity in this realm, we are subject to Maya. And we will always believe that this is the only realm and this is the only real thing. But let me just show you how this is not the only place. We exist in 3 states, not so? We exist in Jagrat, Swapna, and Shushupti. We exist right now in this waking state. When I go to sleep, I'm not moving, I'm sleeping, I'm dreaming. Do I exist still? Of course, I'm still existing. So in that state, without the use of my physical body, I'm still existing, I'm dreaming. After that dream state, I go into a deep sleep state. I'm neither dreaming, so the mind is not working, the physical body is not working. But I exist. That's so? So if I exist in a deep sleep state, without the physical body, without the mind, then I have to be something beyond the physical, beyond the mind. Not so? Of course, we have to be something beyond that. Only through surrender to that Supreme, one is able to overcome this realm of ignorance. through Bhagwan's grace. Surrender to that Lord, and it's only then you would avail yourself of devotion, bhakti. So with great joy in his heart, he washed the feet of that Supreme Lord and Master in that huge basin, because he did not just want his family to gain blessings only, but the entire village. And this is how a noble soul thinks. A noble soul does not think of themselves and their immediate family alone. A noble soul thinks about everyone, every living entity. And I'm sure you can recall how many times Princess has shown you that you need to care for more than just yourself, more than just animals. Let us hear what the final Doha tells us. पद पखारी जलो प्राण करी आप सहित परिवार पितर परु करी प्रभु ही पुनि मुदित दयु ले पार. After washing the feet of that Lord and Master, along with the other members of his family, he transported the souls of his deceased, those who have gone before, across this mundane existence. Those who are lost, they become enlightened. Princess has gone physically, but through her merit and noble actions, you're having satsang today. Through her noble and good actions. This is what the noble people of this world does. They don't see about themselves, but they see about others. This is my message to you. Follow all the teachings that Princess has taught each and every one of you. Follow the noble and pious teachings that she has given to each and every one of you. And remember, every single one of us is here for a limited time. Every one of us. At any point tonight, one might say, look, boy, time for you to come. Who knows? So what we need to do? We need to start with that which is godly. Forgive. Be compassionate. Be kind. It is only then you can start living. If you don't forgive, you'll be living in the past all the time. So I'm telling you that your lifetime is this much. Don't spend half of it studying what this one do, that one do. You know, my brother take land. You know, this one take this, that one do that. You want to fight with everybody in the world. And half your life going because you're studying the past. Then you want to accumulate. You know, how to keep for the future. But you forget to live in the present. And your number calls and what happens? Everything that you have accumulated here, every single thing stays right here. But the noble, pious, good actions that you do goes with you. Your karma goes with you. In the same breath, the negative actions that you do, the path, the sins that you commit also goes with you. So you choose and you decide which bank account I'm going to get bigger. The dollars in the bank that I'm going to leave here, or the pious and noble, good actions that accumulate. Sitapati Ramachandra ki Jai. My brothers and sisters, it has truly been a pleasure for me to be in your noble and pious company. Bhajan Narayan, my sister, Sean, all the members of this family. When you see that deep, deep sadness overtakes you. You need to have more positive energies in your life. Remember, we are all energy beings. So if you go to a negative, sad place, it's not going to help. So Bhaya, Narayan, this is my advice. Understand that princess is not in that cremation, in that burial ground. That is not princess. That is part of the earth. That physical gross body is part of this earth. She's around you, but you need to purify yourself, purify your mind, settle your mind, and you will see the messages that everyone else is seeing. May Bhagwan shower his choicest blessings on each and every one of you. I hope to see you all soon again. And let me express my sincere gratitude to Bhaya Narayana and Nidhi Gita for giving me this opportunity to be with you. Bhagwan blessings to each and every one. Sitapati Ramachandra ki jai. Let us clasp our hands and bow our heads in humble supplication as we ask that Supreme to bless this noble soul on her continued journey and bless us to give us that strength and understanding to carry on. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Om Manadinatano Deva Shankar Chakradadhar Akshay Pundarikaksha Prita Moksha Pradubhava Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Om Namastu Anantaya Sahasramurti Sahasparakshi Sharadurubhave Sahasraname Purushaya Sahasraputi Yugdharma Om Avahanam na janami Visarjanam Pujam Jaiva na janami Kasam Yatam Purushottamam Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktihinam Janardhana Yat Pujitam Maya Deva Paripurnam Tadasame Kayena Vacha Manasendriyava Udyata Atma Nava Prakriti Swabhava Karomi Yadyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayaniti Samarapayami. He Prabhu, Sarvashaktiman, Sachidanand Nirakat Nirvikat Sarvadhat Sarvishwar, Sarvyapak Antaryami, Ajar Amar Nitya Pravitya, Shrishti Kata को बारंबार नमस्कार. हे परमात्मा भविष्य वर्तमान दोषकार का शुक्र करते शुभ ही प्रकाश रूप जिसके सबका मंगल हुए. ओम ध्याव शांति अंतरिक्षम शांति पृथ्वी शांति रापः शांति औषधे शांति वनस्पति शांति विश्वदेव दिवाय शांति ब्रह्मा शांति सर्वभूम शांति शांति रेवा शांति सामा शांति देति. ओम शांति शांति शांति. Everyone, त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव. ओम शांति शांति शांति. वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय. उमापति महादेव की जय. पवन पुत्र हनुमान स्वामी की जय. बोलिए सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. सकल पंच जय जय सीताराम. जय श्रीराम. We say thank you again for being here and allowing us to be part of your home. God blessings to all. Let me say a special thanks to Amar, Raghbir, Ansel, Bobby, Bella, and Ash, Hidu, entire Changoor family, Crystal Zamora, Dwight, GP, Gayatri, Ema, Indrani, Jaylene, Janisha, Raskat, um, Kajal, Kalyan, Krishnad, all my, I didn't realize that my Bhaya, Krishnad, and Auntie Sita and Nalini was with us. Thank you for being here with us. Lalita, Levi, Marlene, Molly, Nakisha Furan, Nirvana, Patsy, Van. Oh, that's Van. Okay. Patsy, Philip, Priyanka, Rakesh, Ranushka, Ranisha, he line blocking me. Samara, Trevor, and baby Shanta, my sister and family, my brother and his family, my mom, Vijanti and Mitra, Dave, Mukesh, Nigel, Ron, Seema, SR, Vashti, and anyone who I may have missed out inadvertently. Bhagwan blessings to all of you. Let me also share with you that, this morning Princess came and thanked my daughter, in a dream. So I just want you to know that although you may not see her physically, remember and look at the signs. She's here with you, and I truly believe that because my dad is always here. When you see I have a problem, I just turn, and I'm telling you, my dad, I have my own signals for when my dad comes because he does his own signal and so on. It's like my water bottle here. Every time I think about my dad and I decide to talk him, it just bubbles. Just like that. But different people will have their own signs, And my dad is always there. Even my daughter, she's get signs from Princess because, and I guess all her friends would know that Princess was a person with numbers and all sorts of things she was in. So recognizing numbers also that she sends signals also different things, but she would send whatever signal that you need and you would understand. So just for you to know that there is nothing like the end. This physical body is just one gross body. After that, you have astral bodies, you have all these things. And I want you, we are so fortunate in this time, in this era, in that all that I have said, you can go on the internet, there are books. So please, I just want to ignite your interest and start seeking. Just like Harry Potter. Harry Potter, when they're playing that game, the end of the game comes whenever you catch the seeker. That's all. That is the end of the game. So when you become the true seeker, that is when this game, this Sara Sansar ends and enlightenment comes. My daughter needs to remind me that I just keep rambling on and on. So let me say thank you again. Bhagwan blessings to each and everyone. Jai Sri Ram.